the first part of the homework then, and I've got like 10 minutes to do this, so let's be quick. Solving equations. We need to recognise the key numbers, which I said in class during the week. But if you see an 8, you need to be thinking that that's actually 2 to the power of 3. So that bit there we're going to rewrite as 2 to the power of 3x. Other things that we need to be able to spot, square roots is the same as to the power of a half. So the square root of 2 is the same as 2 to the power of a half. And 32, I mean if I'm dealing with 2's just now, 2 to the power of 1 is 2, 2 squared is 4, 2 cubed is 8, 2 to the 4 is 16, 2 to the 5 is 32. So we can rewrite this side of the equation here as being 2 to the power of a half all over 2 to the power of 5. And then, remember in our indices stuff, we multiply out the brackets on the left-hand side, so it becomes 2 to the 3x. On the right-hand side, if you do that division, you're going to get, you subtract the powers, so a half take away 5 is going to be minus 4.5. I don't like writing it like that. Let's write it as minus 9 over 2. Then we do our equating coefficients bit. So you can be a nice green. So we say that these two are the same thing, so 3x has to equal minus 9 over 2. If I then divide that by 3, I'll get minus 9 over 6 because it goes up to the bottom. So I reckon we should end up with minus 3 over 2 for that first question. Assuming there's no dumb mistakes, there probably is. I don't care. I'm doing my bit. I'm trying. The next one, we've got 27 and 81 appearing. Your brain has to think that that's 3. 3 is our key number. 27 is the same as 3 cubed. 81 is the same as 3 to the power of 4. That means that, again, doing our little thing with the coefficients, 3, 2x minus 1 has to equal 4. So 6x minus 3 equals 4. 6x equals 7x equals 7 over 6. I wind up by getting, I'm reasonably sure I did that wrong back in the day. Anyway, that's how we go about doing it. I actually wish I'd done an extra line when I was doing it, which would have been just to say 3 to the 6x minus 2 equals 3 to the 4 there. It's the same thing. Oh wait, not 6x minus 2, 6x minus 3. It's the same thing, but just, I should maybe have done that and then led to that line. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's the way we go about doing it. This last one again is just testing your powers. That x to the minus 2 is the same as 1 over x squared. 6 and 1 over 4. I'm going to rewrite that as top heavy, so 6 times 4. So that's the same as 25 over 4. Okay. Now solving an equation like that, I hate the cross multiplying thing. That's actually what you do here, but I just, ugh. Whenever the x is on the bottom of a fraction like this, if you want to change it so that things are the right way up, you turn both of your sides upside down. So I'd get x squared over 1. We do not need to write the over 1 part of that. Equals 4 over 25. So x is going to equal the square root of 4 over the square root of 25. And if you square root both of them, we'll end up with 2 over 5. So I think question 1 there was nice. Right, that was all the kind of stuff that you should have been doing during the week. Question 2 is some revision from Unit 1, just to see who remembers it. Solve the following equations. That means x has to be 0 there. That means x plus 2 has to be 0, in which case x is negative 2. And that bit there means 2x minus 3 has to equal 0. So 2x has to equal 3, and x equals 3 over 2. Nice, 2 marks. Nice 2 marks, those. Whenever you're dealing with x squared, generally you want to make sure that you get everything to the left. You want to make it equal to 0 when you've got x squareds involved, because It then means you can factorise. In this case, I'm saying you take it all over to the left. Because this is a 2x and because this is an x squared, I'm actually going to take away the x squared. So that gives me 2x, just x squared. Then I'm going to take away the 4x from here, so I've now got plus x. 6, take away 6 is 0. So I ended up with x squared plus x equals 0. Then you have to factorise it. And then we draw our solutions. So either x equals 0 or x plus 1 equals 0, in which case we've got -1 is our other answer. And I'm reasonably sure I misprinted this one when I was typing it out, but we're going to go with it anyway. But still, it's not like you can't solve it and have a lot of fun solving it. So the first thing we need to do is divide by 2. That'll give me x minus 2 squared equals 50. Right, let me go up this very bit. Then, and before we can do anything with this in here, we need to get rid of that squared. Okay, you always work back from the outside, so we need to get rid of that, which means that we're taking the square root of 50. So x minus 2 is the square root of 50. See, I reckon this was a typo, and that should have worked out as the square root of 25. It should have been much better. But never mind, this gives us a chance to do some surds, because that square root of 50 is the exact same as the square root of 25 times 2, times the square root of 2, which is the same as 5 root 2. So let's rewrite that to be in 5 root 2, and then my final answer is going to be x equals 5 root 2 plus 2, which is a bit of a weird number to get, but it's still a number. It's not like we should be prejudiced against it. And yeah, there's something nice about getting a weird number like that. I don't know if I did misprint that or if I made that question up. I'm not sure. I'm sure I made this next one up, because I remember throwing in a little +1 at the end just to mess everything up. So you have options here. If you do not like fractions, then you can find the lowest common multiple of 4 and 5. So the first number that appears with both of them in it is 20. And you can times everything in your equation by 20. So we times that by 20, we times that by 20, and we times that lonely wee 1 by 20. That will give me 20, 3x plus 1, just writing everything out, all over 4. Yes, I don't know what happened to my brain there. Then 20, 2x all over 5, then plus 20. And what should happen now, if I've done it right, is those two cancel each other out and just turn into a 5. These two just turn into a 4, and we end up with 15x plus 5 equals 8x plus 20, and the question becomes an awful lot nicer. So now we can just go ahead and solve it. 15 take away 8 is 7x. 20 take away 5 equals 15. I reckon x equals 15 over 7. Again, slightly weird answer to wind up with, but we'll go with it. And then again, just some revision. Pascal's triangle. Pascal's triangle was this lovely thing here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. This means we are in the 4th row. Well, let's use a different colour. 4th row. Okay. That's what that's telling us. And that is 1, 2, 3. So this is us in the 4th row. 4th. And this bit here, this 2 tells us how far along we are. Now remember, we start at 0, 1, 2. So that means the answer to this should just be 6. When you are expanding things, so that little power 4 means that we're down the 4th row, which is why it was in the first question. So the way we do it is we take our first term in the bracket, so that x, and we do x to the power of 4 plus x to the power of 3 plus x to the power of 2, leaving loads of spaces because I'm going to be filling these in. X to the power of 1 plus x to the power of 0, but we don't really need that. Then we have a look at our, let's use green. Then we have a look at our other term. So here is 1 to the power of 0. Kind of pointless writing it, but I'll write it anyway. Then it'll be 1 to the power of 1, 1 squared, 1 cubed, and 1 to the 4. And then lastly, we need to make sure we put our coefficients in from our fourth row, which is 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. And then your final mark is just tidying all of this stuff up. So this will give me x to the power of 4 plus 4x cubed plus 6x squared plus 4x plus 1 at the end. And that's us. That's the Calc 3 section of the homework. And it took me a mighty 11 minutes, so you better have done it, you lazy sods.